Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call on our next speaker, who is Engineer Charles Nwodo, founder, XL Logistics, Lagos. Engineer Nwodo, you have the virtual lectern to address us now.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Panel Chairman, and thank you very much, Mr. Session Chairman. I want to stand on existing protocol, and to the extent that is possible, I will delve into our Igbo language as the moderator has requested us to do. I want to align myself with the previous speakers. Most of the important points have been made by the previous speakers, but I just want to highlight the following issues that I think cry for attention, because we have inherited an Ohanese that has done well. The present leadership of Ohanese has done well, so well that it deserves this kind of session that for which all of us are gathered today to make commentary. It is not too long ago, I don't think many of us would even accept an invitation to come and discuss Ohanese as a serious subject matter for Igbo development. But thanks to the current leadership, this is happening. And so I want to pay special recognition to the effort of the present Ohanese leadership led by Chief Nwodo. And that is why, but then today, the important thing is not to talk about the past and the present. I think what we should be talking about is the future, as my friend Emeku Goju has invited us to talk about the future. Now, for me, a viable Ohanese should warrant us to talk about issue of structure, legitimate, and this again, we can talk about legitimacy issues. Yes, Ohanese, the feeder into Ohanese is the town unions, but then these town unions in themselves are unwieldy. Producing an Ohanese also requires that Ohanese be capacitated. What is this capacity of Ohanese, given its present structure, to impose sanctions and offer rewards, which is important. The second point is the sustainability of financial resources, which our committee is working actively upon. So I don't want to belabor that issue. The last point I want to talk about is the role of the real issue of relevance, which again derives on legitimacy. We need to ask ourselves, what should Ohanese, how can we move Ohanese to become relevant to the development of Igbos, both within Nigeria and outside Igbo land and outside Nigeria? Because globalization has made it necessary that Igbos move beyond Igbo land. And so Ohanese's relevance must spread beyond Igbo land. So that is an aspect that I want to really pay some attention to and invite the future leadership of Ohanese to think about how they can be relevant to Igbos outside Igbo land. How can they be relevant to Igbos in overseas countries, Igbos in Singapore, Igbos in Malaysia, Igbos in South Africa, who face persecution? And on the basis of the fact that the Nigerian state has largely not been effective in protecting the interests of Igbos in these geographical locations, how is it possible, for example, for Ohanese to request to work together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to, assign observation posts at critical locations, critical diplomatic locations of the Nigerian government, specifically to look after the interests and welfare of Igbos in those places? This is the kind of conversation I think an Ohanese leadership should hold with the Nigerian government, and which in turn will fuel the issue of relevance and loyalty. Because if Ohanese can restructure, reorganize itself to be this relevant to the lifestyle and welfare of Igbos anywhere in the world they are, then in turn, they can expect to receive loyalty and commitment from Igbos everywhere in the world. So these are the few points I'd like to submit today and thank the organizers once again for the opportunity to contribute to this important discussion. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Multimedia TV. This is